Welcome back to another episode of Raving and Reviewing. My name is R, and this is my co-host V.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Today we're back reviewing the season finale of Loki, episode 6, For
Yeah.
All Time Always.
Yep. Yeah.
And this was a different kind of episode.
Different, right? And there was a reason for that I didn't know. So I was very mad when I first saw it until the very end, where they're like, "Oh, there's gonna be a second season." I was like, "Oh, okay, we're fine."
Yeah, it was not really what I expected, but then
Mm-mm.
also I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
I was kind of just confused of last week I had no expectations of where are we going? What are we seeing here?
No, I mean
Is
we
this
we
gonna be just
expected
another
all the
Loki?
tropes, though, right? We expected oh, he's gonna put his suit on, which is why he's been wearing like the crappy
T-shirt,
t-shirt with holes all over it,
the
right?
Doctor Who outfit.
Yeah, we're really hoping that Mobius would come out in a jet or something. None of that happened, because this is setting up something more later on, right?
Yeah, so this was a whole completely not what we were expecting.
Mm-mm.
It threw all of that out, except for the part with Mobius and Ravonna,
Right,
where nothing happened.
right. That I was very upset. But that was my first gripe with this. Is I'm like, there's a handful of scenes with Mobius,
Mm-hmm.
and Ravonna just kind of gets away, so that was left open ended, right? I don't know. I
Her
don't know.
leaving is where did she go? I
Right.
don't know. I have
I
no
don't know. I
really.
have no theories
Maybe
about
she's
that.
gonna go.
She's
Maybe
looking for
she's already
freedom. That's what she
changed. Yeah,
says. Yeah, maybe she
but
is.
I thought it was very interesting when you first see him step into the room
Mm-hmm.
and him talking back to her.
Yeah, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, he's like, friends? Yeah, right. Like, he was really genuinely pissed at her.
You can see he's pissed. I
Mm-hmm.
love the way he was talking.
Yeah.
It's like he has like an interesting tone to his voice. Like you
Oh, the
kind of want to know
whispering. The
the whispering.
whispering. Yes, the
Yeah,
Owen Wilson whispering. I was noticing that this the second time I watched it. And I'm like, oh my God, he just whispers
but when
everything.
he gets knocked down, it falls apart so
Mm.
quick.
I know. I'm like, okay.
And then she kind of just escapes. And
Yeah.
it's like, this sucks for Mobius.
They didn't do anything with his character at the end. I'm like, oh, he's gonna have, and like even I'm like, I wanted his interest to be a little bit more like interesting. He just kind of shows up, and I'm like,
I did like that though. He just
you
pops
did
in,
like that he pops
pops
in,
into the
okay?
teacher's office, the
he's
principal's
like,
office.
he's like, I'm the captain now, and then he gets knocked down. He's like, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little upset with the way they kind of, I guess it's technically not finished. Obviously, Ravonna is going to be one of the people that they're probably going to try to either find next season, or she's going to play a big role. I don't think she's fully evil. Even like her exit, where she's like, I'm looking for freedom, and the fact that she'd let Mobius live.
Hmm.
I think there's going to be an arc with her kind of changing over and then eventually helping Loki and Hunter B15 or B5.
Doesn't matter really.
Doesn't matter.
Honestly, doesn't
One of
matter.
the numbers.
Yeah.
B
One's
15.
alive.
B 15. Yeah.
B15.
B 15. And Mobius. I think eventually that's what's going to happen. But as of now, I just didn't like how open ended it was. They didn't really spend too much time with those two.
Yeah, no, so I want to get through it in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Also, B15, underrated character.
I agree. She has
Really
that
enjoyed
much
her.
stuff to do. Yeah, I liked her. I liked her
The
throughout the whole
first episode,
series.
I didn't really like her. She was
She was
mean to
being
Loki.
snarky. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
being snarky. But she had like
First
a
two.
she has like a really short like life cycle of like changing from
Springtime.
being, yes, very short. Like I think she had a lot, like there was a character development in that
Yeah.
character. But it was done so quickly. I wish I got to see more. Like remember when we were watching the episode when she's like getting convinced that she's a
Yeah.
variant?
Yeah.
We both said like I wish we kind of got to see like what her flashback was, because I liked her as a character at that point. Like
Yeah,
you could tell she was going to be a little bit more important.
I hope season 2 we see that resolved.
Yes, I agree. She needs to be a little bit more important. I did like her.
Yeah, so she's the star of the show.
Yeah, because
Our
our
season 2.
Loki did nothing,
He's
as
gonna get a pay
always.
grade upgrade. Hope she's casting more things after this.
Can we talk a little bit about how dirty they did Loki this whole show? Because
Well,
that was the other thing I was upset about.
so let's introduce He Who Remains.
Yes.
And impressions. What do you think about?
I think he was a little campy when he first like popped in, and I'm like, I do not buy this guy as a villain.
He's flamboyant. Is
Yeah,
that the
not
word?
even. Yeah, I guess you could say he's a little bit flamboyant. It wasn't even that. It was just like he was being a little too extra.
That's flamboyant for you.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But I'm just like, I'm not, it just felt a little too showy. But I guess as he explained, like, the whole arc of, like, how, there's a whole bunch of different me's all around, and we all figure out that there's, all these different, like, worlds or timelines on top of each other, and, we got along, then we didn't, and all that stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, so maybe he's one of the kinder ones that's
Yeah, he is.
yeah, I buy everything he said basically. Like I was with Loki on that because I'm like what he's saying kind of makes sense. I don't know. I didn't buy this
I mean, he's not
particular
coming back. This
version.
specific one is
Yeah,
gone.
that's the other thing too. Like this guy is dead, right?
Yeah.
For whatever like
Well,
his
he said he'll
purpose
be
was in the show.
reincarnated, so maybe
Right. I
when
mean, the actor I'm
this
sure will come back.
multiversal war ends, he will
Yeah.
be the one that is also back here again.
Takes it back, which then goes into some of the stuff. So a lot of the episode, the thing I had a problem with it is a lot of it was just exposition and explaining, right? So that's why when I first saw it, I'm like, all this episode did is set up for maybe other stuff happening in Marvel, potentially, right?
Yeah.
um I didn't like that because to me, the other two shows was about development of character of Wanda getting to be, the Scarlet Witch, and of the Falcon turning into Captain America. Right? Those are two distinct character changes that happen. Right? They go from being whatever they were to something more and something different. And we do get that transition with Loki.
We don't.
But I think
we don't.
We do, right?
I don't think we do.
I guess he's still the same, right? He's just a different version of himself. He just catches up to his
I
current
think he's
self.
always like that. You just see a bit more of it. Like he's always had that in him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't changed enough to be like.
Agreed. Okay. Yeah, I do.
Which is why we're getting season 2.
I guess. I just think it was kind of like a quick cop out in the beginning that he just gets to see a bunch of videos of the other versions of himself, and then now he's good again. Right? Like I felt like they could have done more with that development. But we've seen this character change from like bad to good several times now. And I think that's why they kind of skipped over all that other nonsense. But then they didn't give my gripe to pick with this show is they did not give Tom Hiddleston enough to do. They didn't.
No.
Because the main concentration of the show is the other Loki, Sylvie.
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing. Like, you're seeing the thing that Kang says is like, he says the line, "Oh, you can't jump to the end. You have to go through its journey."
Right.
And before that, even he says, "Oh, what a mighty journey it's been for you." So, like, he's talking to Sylvie. Then he's talking to Loki, and he's like, "Oh, you're just a fly on a dragon's back."
Right.
And I really enjoyed hearing, like, yeah, that's how he was treated for this show. He's the fly on the dragon's back. And she's been through hell.
Yes.
She survived for what, 2,000 years, 200 years? I don't know how long she's been around.
She's kind of clawed her way through the TVA, hiding from them, and then eventually coming here, which is what she wanted to do.
Yeah, she's been struggling for way longer than Loki.
She was definitely the better protagonist in this show. I hate saying it, but she was more interesting. And I remember the first episode she was introduced, we really get to spend more time with her. That was not a fun episode. I don't think anybody liked it.
Lamentus sucked.
Yeah, it was horrible. But then as it went on, I think they gave her more to do. And she kind of took over the show. Like, Loki, like, original Loki had nothing to do.
Yeah, he's kind of
like
just
being
there,
her sidekick. I hate that that's always what happens with him. He just kind of becomes a sidekick.
Yeah. I think that's the reason we're getting a season 2, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason like he said in it, I think, interview post the thing. He's like, I'll do Loki forever, the rest of my life. So as
Mm-hmm.
long as they can keep bringing him back, so
Mm-hmm.
it's
I
like,
think he enjoys it. I mean, why wouldn't you? Like,
yeah,
it's
it's
a
a fun
fun
character.
character, and
Hmm.
also he gets paid a ton of money. I was gonna use a expletive, but I'll refrain. He gets paid a
Save it
lot
for
of
later.
money. Yeah, he gets paid a lot of money. So I get it. It's a fun also universe to be a part of. So.
Yeah, I mean, what would you not want to be a part of this?
Mm-hmm.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. What is wrong with you? Come back. We miss you. He
No,
should
it's like,
find.
I think
He. Good.
Loki, this episode, even again, like he's just listening. Just like,
Mm-hmm.
just it's exposition. The show had a lot of exposition. Mobius is
Yeah.
talking
Oh yeah,
a
a lot
lot.
of it. But Mobius
And
talks very interestingly, so we didn't mind.
yeah, and then this I thought it was all interesting, but it was like a lot of stuff was like, all right, it's kind of what we predicted.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the scene where he has his little Apple Watch and he's playing with it, and then he forms the little like figures on the table.
That was
Really enjoyed
cool.
that.
That
Really
kind of
enjoyed that.
reminded me of Black Panther, actually.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know how the beginning scene, I was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of when they were like explaining the story to us of Wakanda. So,
yeah. I can see that.
yeah.
I really like that,
Mm-hmm.
and him explaining. Um, I kind of see some holes in there of like what we're talking about in times of multiverse and split branches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So talking about two different things here,
Yeah.
where he's talking about I'm from the 31st century,
Right.
and there we found that there's stacked universes where worlds are living on the same plane
Mm-hmm.
or are parallel like planes, and then we figured out how to cross it, and we're all like happy, and then started like hanging out and be like, I like your hair, I like your nose, I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I get
That
into
was
it.
funny. I thought that was funny.
And then he's like, after that we found that more land we're gonna have to conquer,
Right.
we have to rule that.
So they started
um
fighting.
so they
But
started
those
the
were
war.
wait. I have a question though. Those were different versions of himself, right? That just
Yeah, yeah,
found this out because all his versions find that out. That's kind of like
that's his thing.
that's his thing.
Yeah,
So okay, makes sense.
so like him finding multi versus this whole show is not about multiverse. This whole
Mm.
show is about
Branch
time
timelines.
branches on a
Yeah,
single plane of time.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
But does that create the multiverse? Is that the basis of the
that's
multiverse? Right? If
no, I
different
don't
things
think
are
so.
happening, if there's variants of Lokis in all these different timelines, that
Yeah,
right, then that means there's technically multiple Lokis running around,
could there
which
be
we've seen.
branches of the same single timeline?
Yeah, which is kind of what they explained in Endgame, right?
Yeah,
But that was done apparently according to law with the TVA.
yeah, whatever
The
the
one who remains was
ancient
okay
one.
with that. Yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
that's when you get when you overthink it. It's like don't think
Don't
about it,
overthink it. That's when you're like, oh, there's a
because
lot of
like
gaps in this.
this show, you're looking at a timeline branch of a single thing, and it spreads into many.
Yeah,
And he's like, the war doesn't happen when there's the line, the whatever sacred timeline isn't synced with the one.
right.
And it's like, no, that's fine. But when you want to see the multiverse, I guess we're seeing it split because he doesn't exist to, I guess, keep things at joints.
Right.
And it's like, I don't need to think about that. For this episode, all you gotta think about is Sylvie kills him
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
things split up.
Yeah, yeah. That's the main big thing that happens. And then
You know,
just now that we talked about it, what did you think about the end?
which part?
The end
Killing or the Loki being pushed away?
Loki, I guess Loki being pushed away before she kills him. Again, he's not part of the big action that happens in the episode.
Well, the big action was a very little action. I
It
thought that was the
was.
weakest part of the episode.
Yeah, she just went, ah. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, they fought for like a
He was
minute, two
okay,
minutes.
but he was okay. Yeah, that's the other stupid thing too. Like,
They didn't
I
need that.
think I think we fast forwarded to the end a little too quick. Yeah. So most of the episode, him talking about what's going on, why he's
Hmm.
here, why the TVA was formed, and there's a legit reason for it, which we believe. And then obviously Sylvie doesn't believe it, and then they get upset with each other and they're fighting, which took up
For
like
like 1 minute.
2 or 3 minutes of the episode. I thought.
Maybe, yeah. They need some padding. This was the shortest
Yeah,
episode, maybe.
yeah. It was 49 minutes, I think.
Okay, maybe not
Um,
shortest, but
yeah,
shorter than the others.
yeah. They started getting shorter towards the end too. Okay, so then they're fighting, fighting, fighting. And then eventually he's like, I don't want to fight you. I believe him. I don't want to fight you. Whatever it is, me and you together. And uh, I guess they kiss each other. It was really awkward for me. I don't want them doing this storyline. I know that there's theories out there that they're Adam and Eve or something like that. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it. I want it
No,
to
so
stop.
yeah, so that theory, I'll bring it up since he said it. Like
Hmm.
some guy on TikTok,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, he brings up the first episode, the devil picture,
Yeah.
and he's like, everyone assumed that's Loki, but that's actually he who remains or Kang.
Right.
Just
Right.
call him Kang to call it easy, make it easy.
Make it easy. Yeah.
Um, and then there's more biblical references. Sylvie is whatever Eve and
Hmm.
Loki's Adam.
Adam. Yeah.
And like they just brought out references. I mean, they're vague as hell. Like just like he has the apple, kind of similar to the whatever apple in the Bible.
Yeah.
And then like they're talking about the Citadel is their like point of Garden of Eden, or their sacred timeline is the
Yeah.
Garden of
Hmm.
Eden.
Hmm.
And then since she went for temptation of sin of the apple, killing him
Killing him was like what
was
Eve did, talking
was
to the
sin that's
snake or eating from the.
exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I'm sure you can make those references. I'm sure they had some intention of that.
Hmm.
And a lot of writing does. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's intentional or not,
We don't know. We're not sure.
people can make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Marvel will like that theory and start inserting that, which I hope not. God.
Yeah, I mean, I
It was just random.
like there was that big theory for Infinity War where all the people online were like, "Oh, Loki still exists. He was just that piece of stone rubble in the space." And then like last episode, multiverse, like old Loki was a rubble in space,
Yeah.
and he escaped Thanos. So like sometimes the fan theories do turn into the real thing.
Right. If they like it enough, they'll put it in there somehow, some way.
Yeah, maybe later on, a few years down
Yeah.
the road,
Yeah.
because these fans are they listen. They're not like they have the internet. They know what they're doing. They look at reviews. They see people's opinions.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. So like,
Sure, they knew how much everybody hated the ending of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah,
Yeah, well, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah. I'm sure they've heard that. um, no, but all that stuff said, it's like, yeah, it's cool. They did those references. Loki with the fire sword.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's referenced to in the Bible, but that's a thing in Game of Thrones too.
I don't know either.
I think the Savior has the flaming sword, I guess.
Oh yeah, the one who destroys Goliath. I think he was saying has a
No,
flaming
Alliance is
sword.
the
No,
Mark.
Goliath. I don't know. I thought I heard that in the
Oh, I have
video.
no clue.
I
But
don't know enough about the Bible.
no,
So,
we do not. Let
yeah.
it out.
to confirm or deny if this theory is correct. Adam and Eve I knew, and that I guess that kind of made sense. But other than that, the rest was kind of lost on me.
Yeah, and then it's like kind of anticlimactic because you're like, all right, we got a new villain, but he's dead already,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you're waiting
Which
for the next one.
okay, I know that is probably not. I like that they just kind of kill him because you know how I looked at this episode as like they kind of open like the genie's lamp, and
Yeah,
now all the magic and the power is escaping, right?
yeah,
And
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I guess technically free will is
Hmm.
they thought was gonna be
A
part
good
of.
thing.
Yeah, no, but they didn't. I feel like free will is not a thing because the TVA still exists,
Yeah.
right? The
So
whole theory was that if they kill him, they'll get their free will back, right?
yeah,
That was the argument that Mobius was making with Ravonna, but that didn't end up happening at the end of this episode because I think they probably constrained it even more with this more, I guess, evil version of the one who remains or Kang or
yeah.
right. So
No, so I think the end. We talk about the ending episode. Loki is they kiss. He gets pushed out into this back to the TVA.
Hmm.
You're like, okay, that's weird.
Hmm.
Then she kills him. Things are
Hmm.
branching.
Hmm.
He goes down, runs to Mobius and Hunter B-15,
Hmm.
and he starts rambling, and they got no idea who the fuck he
Yeah.
is.
No. They're like, who are you? We can help you. Who are
You're
you?
just an analyst.
Yeah.
And Hunter B actually says, he's like, oh, this section is splitting into 65 different branches.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he said that's okay.
Hmm.
And then it's like, oh, then it pans over the screen to like Kang in his actual suit as a
Hmm.
statue and replacing the lizards in the TVA, like the giant like
Oh, yeah.
statues.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's like, oh, so he is now this evil Kang is in ruler of the TVA.
Right.
He set in the rules for what multiversal war or something.
Yeah.
He's allowing the branching to happen.
Right. And he's allowing
And
all the branching to happen, not
yeah,
like the other um one who remains or
well, he
King.
wants one single.
Hmm. He wants a one consistent timeline.
Yeah.
And I do like how, because this was very interesting when he was just like, listen, Sylvia, like what happened to you was kind of messed up, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't
Grow up.
personal. Yeah, grow up. This isn't about you. This is about something bigger. And she didn't grow up, right? Because she
Yeah.
stabbed him and
Mm-hmm.
caused this mess. Um, how do you think she's gonna react in the next season or the next time we see her? When she's gonna know that she's the reason behind all of this, and she literally acted on personal feelings and caused this issue.
I'm assuming she's dead.
You think they okay? You
No,
think
I
this
mean,
was it for her? I don't think
no,
so.
no.
They're gonna continue this.
No, if this other Kang,
Yeah.
that's his statue's there, I'm assuming she didn't take over because he gives them two options.
Right.
You take over with
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
And before, when they're in the elevator, I texted you
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, in my seeing this them three in the elevator going up
Yeah.
in my head now, it's like, oh, they're the three lizards. Kang is the
Mhm.
middle one, and they're
Mhm.
to the side ones
Mhm.
that we've been picturing this whole time. It's like we
Right.
never got to answer who the other two technically are.
Right.
Maybe they're just other Kangs,
Yeah, that's so
other good
true.
Kangs.
Maybe, or maybe it was just a facade the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And he was like we said, who's the man behind the curtain? He just
Mm-hmm.
figured if they look for more than one person, they're never going to find that one individual person.
Yeah.
um I don't know, maybe it wasn't that important, but maybe that was the eventual goal, to have Loki and Sylvie be a ruler alongside him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question. It's an open-ended question, which a lot of the character arcs and a lot of the storylines were this episode. I think, but as a finale, it was interesting. As a series finale, no. As a season finale, yes.
Yeah. So I saw this one post. There's no zero sources, which
Mm-hmm.
people love to post shit about Marvel rumors
Hmm.
with zero sources, and they were like,
Mm.
"Oh, COVID caused this to be split. It was originally 12
Oh,
episodes,"
that's
and that's
possible.
such fake. I think that's such
That's
fake
fake, you think?
bullshit.
Yeah, because they haven't had
That's
any
such
other
bullshit.
show like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you there. It sounds like it's a lie.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense because it would have just been this episode 6. Here's a mid-season, whatever,
Yeah.
break. We'll do a
Yeah.
break for a few weeks and then come back. And it's like maybe they had a movie in between.
Yeah.
And no, I don't. I think this is going to be like a long time gap we're getting between this season and the next.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be at least 2 years.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I
It
think
takes them a while to
2023.
film, and like all these other actors also get busy doing other projects for Marvel and other projects in general, right?
Yeah.
So I think it will take, because these are high paid actors. Like Tom Hiddleston, I'm sure is got a busy schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And I think, yeah, mid 2023, probably around this time, 2023
yeah,
would be the right time, I think.
right.
Because they have a lineup for,
With this
I mean,
year alone,
this
forget.
year alone, they still
Yeah.
got What If next month.
Mhm.
Then they got Hawkeye,
Mhm.
She Hulk, and Miss Marvel coming all in 2021. That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's
Plus four
crazy.
other movies.
So much stuff that they're like
That's
releasing.
insane. You tell someone 10 years ago
I
there's gonna be
know.
4 TV shows and 4 movies coming out within 6 months.
Yeah, they're like, what?
Maybe like we got Iron Man 2, 2011.
That's funny. Yeah, they've increased their universe quite a bit. So they're doing a lot too. And I hope they're able to kind of keep everything conjoined because that's going to get complicated real fast. But
Well, that's where I think we moved from like our 1 movie a year to 2 movies a year, 3 movies a year to
now, like,
this year
five.
4 movies with
Yeah,
with 6 TV shows, and it's
right.
like you gotta hold it back because I hate to
Yeah.
bring it up, but DC, that's what went wrong with
Yeah.
their TV show setup, where here's Arrow, then Flash, then Legends, then
Yeah.
Supergirl, then the whatever Black Lightning, and
Yeah.
they had
All
some other
these things.
spin-off show, and then Batwoman,
Yeah.
and it's like things fell apart once they had 5 shows that landed on 5 nights, and it's
Yeah.
like,
People can stop watching some of them.
yeah, it was too much.
It's too much. It's
I
too
mean, that
much to keep up.
23 episodes for them, that was too much, but
Yeah, they have such
this,
long seasons.
yeah, imagine like whoever, there was no, I guess there was main Greg Berlanti is like their Kevin Feige, but
Uh huh. He messed
he's
that up.
managing 23 episodes for
Oh
five
yeah.
shows.
Yeah. You're
Let's come
busy.
on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're busy and
But
you're human.
this is even crazier. I guess you're doing 6 shows, four
Yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
billion, millions. I guess it's like $1 billion budget
I
amongst all of
but
them.
I think What If is gonna be more like a branding thing for them rather than like a series. I don't know. I just feel like What If is gonna just be
What
like
if? I
we
mean,
can
what
do
if is a
whatever
brand
we
of
want.
comic? What if is a brand of comic of they can make up things as they go?
Right.
Just here's throw some stuff. Spider-Man goes to space, hangs out with the Guardians. That's the
There
story.
you
I mean,
go.
this
Yeah.
one they did. Black Panther goes to hang out with the Guardians, but
Right.
the original one was Spider-Man goes to hang out with the Guardians.
Right. Right.
What if Loki or what was it? There's some Loki story there, but what if Ultron actually takes over
I know.
the Vision suit and gets the Infinity Stones,
Oh, okay.
which is
They
good.
just
I,
kind of
I actually really like that one.
what is the explanation between like for What If?
Well, that's the end of this episode. Branch timelines.
Branch timelines. Oh, okay, 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 gotcha. Oh, okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah, so
Perfect. So we can
that's
watch that show just purely for like story base, like story per story
yeah,
base.
that's it's like, will there be any meaning to it? No, or is it just fun to watch?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it's gonna be fun to watch. I hope
I
it
mean,
is.
it's like, will there be any consequence to what happens in there? I don't think so.
I don't think
I think it will
so.
be just fun to watch.
I think
Um,
that's exactly what they're gonna do. I think they gotta give us something where it's not building out the universe because it's gonna get insane. Although I think there might be some characters in there that might be introduced that will later be like, because it's all cartoon right now.
mhm.
It would be cool to kind of see a character that we haven't seen in live action be in cartoon and then eventually have that character be
Okay, yeah,
translated
yeah.
in real
Um,
life or as
so
a
in Guardians 2, they had the Watchers, where like Stanley was on one of the planets,
mm-hmm.
and then the Watchers were just like these blue aliens, not blue aliens, like some weird big head looking aliens.
Yeah,
And then they casted Jeffrey Wright
as like the
as one of the Watchers. I guess
oh wow.
I don't know. I guess he's the main character of the What If, like, because he's watching all the other timelines go, the branches,
Oh, okay. I mean,
something like that.
maybe okay. So
I don't know if
that's
that's gonna mean anything. Of like, will he re do that role in real life? If like maybe he'll show
yeah,
up in what, something else like
yeah,
Multiverse of Madness or Ant-Man or something.
yeah. But it's not like they haven't done that before, right? Because Vision was Jarvis, and we saw his
I
voice,
mean,
but
that's
we
just,
never saw
well, I
like
mean, that's, everyone knows Jarvis is
Vision eventually.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so back to Loki because I think we're getting really excited about the other stuff that they're doing. But
No,
also, I think Loki's going to be important in a lot of the stuff happening. Like you said, What If is already going to be part of that timeline branching.
well, it's a reason for us to just view it. I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
good excuse to be like, why are they showing us random alternate timelines when
Mm-hmm.
things already panned out?
Right.
And it's like, oh, but
It's fair.
what if? What if? Spider-Man was just a wrestler, and you get to see Spider-Man in his
Just
wrestling.
wrestle.
I mean, what if he didn't find Tony Stark and he still had his PJs? And
Shit. That wouldn't be as interesting though, would it? But maybe they
maybe,
make
maybe.
something
I mean,
interesting out of it.
Tobey Maguire had his scene with the wrestling Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. He did like the wrestling in the first movie. I do remember
Yeah.
that. I'm glad that's going to be part of the universe too. It's going to be interesting. I like Tobey Maguire, so I'm
Yeah.
happy
No,
he's
I mean, I'm
hopefully be
excited
part
for
of a
what
lot of
if.
it.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Animation is good. It looks
Oh, I
great.
love it. Yeah, I loved it. It looked amazing. And I think the humor is going to be on point with this one too, which is my
I think
favorite
the
part
voice
about
acting
Marvel.
is gonna be rough, not having the right
Oh, it's
actors.
going to be horrible. I really hope they're not in it long. I really
Yeah, I hope
do.
that the big four Avengers, they're
Yeah.
like, nah, we're gonna do just Chadwick Boseman and then all the other smaller stories.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with
Like
that.
let's see that Vision story pan out as him as Ultron.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
wonder
okay
if
with
James
that.
Spader is voicing that or is that just Paul Bettany? Because it's
Oh,
Ultron, not
yeah,
Vision.
that's right. Oh, that's right. You think they're going to bring him back? Robert California?
It would be cool. Yeah.
I like that. He was a good Ultron actually. He has that weird ass voice.
Yeah.
It
I was watching
works.
actually behind the scenes of filming of Age of Ultron a few days ago.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. And it was
how
like they were all like the whole cast was like, man, he's so good.
he is so good.
They're
Wait, did
like
he actually like do the just the voice acting, or he like
he did the
did the
motion capture and everything, like
get
but like
out?
he's standing there, but then
Yeah,
there's like this long ass like hook that goes up to like
yeah,
3 feet. It's like a bar that goes up 3 feet
yeah,
and then
yeah.
has like a red light for where his face would be.
Oh,
So
whoa. So
like
why
when
do
Wanda
animation? That's weird.
well, I mean they
Okay,
didn't want to put him on stilts.
okay, that's fair. So
So
they just
like
kept it.
they're like acting
Yeah,
and then like most of the scenes he had was like early on, I guess during behind the scenes was with
yeah,
Wanda and Pietro.
yeah.
And they're like, I want to look at his face, but I'm supposed to look up at the green, like the red light, and it's so awkward.
He's a good
But
actor.
he's doing so good, you want to look at his face.
Yeah, he's a good. He just he he did that
Blacklist,
Blacklist show that I've never watched, but
10
apparently it's
seasons, nine
very good.
seasons. Yeah,
Yeah, apparently it's very good. Maybe you'll check that out. Because I have nothing to watch right now. I don't know. Loki's done,
yeah.
so
You have Ted Lasso. Come on,
oh, I can't wait. When is that?
Friday.
Oh yes, can't wait. Oh my god, you might take the day off too. Oh, lucky you.
It's only 20 minutes. I can watch it at lunch.
I'm excited, but I'm still mad it's going to be episode by episode. Loki was hard to watch episode by episode, especially after some of the big ones.
After
Lamentus, I
last
was like,
week,
I could wait another week. Yeah, last week was good. The week after, before that was good too.
yeah. No, I think it sucks. I mean, that's Daredevil spoiled us.
I know. Just released everything at once. That's so good. I just send binge and then rewatch because you don't remember all the details when
No,
you
you did
binge.
not at all.
So when you rewatch, some of this stuff is new and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm
Yeah,
just
no, it's
saying.
gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Loki overall, I think was good. It's a
Yeah.
weird ending for a mid-season finale.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I think
Um,
there's big potential on the future.
mhm.
Do you have any predictions for season 2?
Um, yeah, like I was saying, I think Ravonna is gonna be like one of the arcs is gonna be maybe getting her to be on their side. Obviously Loki's gonna have to try to convince them over again that they're variants and get Mobius and Hunter B-15 on his side. I'm a little confused about what's gonna happen with Sylvie.
Yeah.
That's where I don't have any predictions. What about you?
Well, Ravonna, I mean, we're talking full spoilers for anything comics. Ravonna is Kang's love interest, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll see one variant where he's in like attracted to her in
To her,
person,
yeah.
and I would assume I want to see personally the Egypt one where he goes back in time to ancient times, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe just the Kang variant of ancient Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like dating the Princess Ravonna of like Egypt.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So maybe that's what's gonna happen.
I don't know if that's in the comments how it is, but I would
Yeah.
assume I want to see
Also,
that. That's what I want
did
to see.
you catch that before like everything got freaked out because of Sylvie? Ravona already knew she was a variant. I didn't think she did. She already knew because
Did she know,
Mobius
or
said
should they explain to her what they saw in New York or in her high
no,
school?
no, because Mobius like, why you're afraid they're gonna know your secret, and then you pan to Hunter B, like basically telling
Yeah,
one of
it was
the
very awkward scene.
yeah, and it was also not I didn't fully understood, but that's how I interpreted it is that Ravona already knew that she was a variant, but she kept that from everyone else,
Yeah,
which was
I thought of it
interesting.
as they, I guess, convinced the other TVA agents that this is
Right,
a fair fraud place. So
right.
she's got to escape to somewhere because they're going to hunt her.
But
Something like that.
that scene was before she leaves,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's definitely not like it's like
All,
a variant of hers or another Ravona or a
the
past
Ravona,
Ravona.
past Ravona, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Interesting. All right, go ahead. What were you saying before I
No,
interrupted
I
you?
think the Kang stuff with Ravona will be interesting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's like the animated Avengers series that like kind of has been the
Greenlit.
movies have been following the same timeline plot kind of thing
Okay.
since back 2011. Like the show came out back in 2010, 11, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been MCU loosely been following that same structure of who's the villain in this, and Thanos is here, and
Mm-hmm.
then now we're at Kang, so it's kind of still following
Following
loosely,
that.
but
Who's
we
next?
still got Captain America. I don't know. I don't remember. I've seen it all. It's on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think
Was
like
or
after the
is on
Thanos one, I think
Netflix?
it was a long
Was.
time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's on Disney Plus now.
Huh?
Um, no, they have the whole first few episodes just origin story for each character.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets to like the Loki being the bad guy, Avengers 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets to like quickly gets to Ultron and Thanos, and Ultron's they look good. It's kind of like they keep Ultron on as the good guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They
they
don't.
figure out how to make him good.
Okay. All
Or at
right.
least they kind of do.
Okay.
Then there's still Thanos. They deal with Thanos. Then the Kang stuff. I've been seeing clips people posting on TikTok of like this is why we need Tony Stark back because Tony Stark will figure out how to get into
Destroy this
Kang's
guy.
brain.
Yeah.
But I guess Ant-Man's gonna have to figure that out.
No. Okay. So they're kind of replacing that as like the smarty pants of the group.
Yeah, so I think maybe Chris Evans may come back
Okay.
because a lot of the plot line of that Kang story was Chris Evans still being alive or Steve Rogers still being alive is the
Mm-hmm.
reason the future is dead. And that is what
Oh,
is causing this multiversal war.
he shouldn't be alive. What he
Yeah.
did was gonna.
Like maybe
Okay.
him town traveling around has
And
been the real
pegging
problem.
Peggy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him staying there
Oh.
and Peggy and stuff, like him being old man Cap is a problem.
Oh.
It's possible. But I mean, he's still young. He
Yeah.
doesn't go
Yeah.
back to see Peggy or anything, but like he's still like Captain America how he was in Endgame.
Oh, gotcha.
But they're saying
He's the
him being
variant that got
him,
away.
yeah, possibly a variant of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so maybe we could see him coming back, Captain America 4, and
You
then
get
multiverse
too
stuff.
hopeful. I think he's done. I think he's done and he's not coming back.
I mean, if
And
he's, they can do it the same story with Falcon.
maybe they'll, yeah, I was gonna say maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll use Falcon as like a Captain America in this storyline.
Yeah, I mean, then they could go anywhere, honestly. I mean, they have a million storylines,
I know there's a
a
lot
million
going on
people.
in the MCU.
Well, the future is exciting. We got, at least for the
Yes.
multiverse now, the timeline is breaking, so it's going to result in
Mm-hmm.
other movies. So we got Multiverse of Madness,
Mm-hmm.
and we know Wanda's going to be in it.
Yes, that was.
Um, then Loki, I'm assuming, is going to be in it.
You think he's gonna be in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, and there's a post-credit scene from Ragnarok, maybe, where, or maybe before Ragnarok, there was a scene with Thor drinking, having a beer with Doctor
Oh
Strange,
yes,
and
that
he's
was in
like,
Ragnarok, I
no, I
believe.
think the
No,
post-credit scene of some other movie that showed you this, maybe
showed
the Civil
in.
War,
Yes, yes,
the Civil War post-credit scene where
yeah,
he's drinking a beer and it like refills, and
yeah.
he's like, I like to keep track of beings that are, I guess, known to be problemsome. And Loki, and he's like, at the, yeah, he belongs on that list.
Oh, definitely.
And like, so Doctor Strange in his head, he knows Loki's a problem already for him in
Right,
the future. So
right.
I'm assuming he'll show up,
Okay.
especially after this.
I think those two movies have so far been pretty connected. So, like, well, they've been showing up in each
Yeah,
other's
it seems,
movies. So,
and Spider Man's going to be in it.
yeah.
Um, and then the guy who Tobey Maguire, not Spider Man, the director Sam Raimi is doing Doctor Strange. So,
He's
and
the
then
evil
I
guy in that, right?
no, the director of the movie is Sam Raimi, and he's
Oh,
directing
you know who
Doctor
I was
Strange.
thinking of? I was thinking of,
Hawk-
uh, no,
Hawkeye.
no. Oh, I forget his real name now. Kind of sounded, the guy from Robot, that Robot series. Isn't his name
iRobot.
Rami or Rami or something like that?
Oh, iRobot.
Yeah. No, not iRobot. The USA.
Mr. Robot.
Is it Mr. Robot? Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about him. I was like, he's a bad guy in there, right? Because he was hired as a bad guy for something. But I think it was
The
James
bad guy in
Bond.
007. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was getting my movies confused.
Um, yes, no, so there's that. And then I think the Doc Ock guy kind of confirmed at the Black Widow red carpet that he's in one of these movies as
Uh-huh.
Doc Ock. So Kevin Feige was just kind of like, I don't
Shh.
know.
It's like everybody
Let's,
stop spoiling my movies.
yeah. He's like, if you want spoilers, go talk to him. He told Mark Ruffalo.
They all can't keep their mouths shut. But it's confusing because what
It's
can you
exciting. Come on.
be quiet about? I like it when they leak a little something because then it leaves you breadcrumbs to be excited about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this week we could get a Spider Man trailer.
Oh, I'm excited for that. I hope so. It's coming up in December, so I mean, come on,
Yeah.
let's start marketing, guys. I mean, not that they need to, but I would like something.
Like in
Get me
Doctor
hyped.
Strange. No, in She Hulk, another TV show coming out this fall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they're introducing some character that's like a lawyer.
Okay.
Um,
So Daredevil.
no, not Daredevil. It's another superhero, but she's like a superhero that's also a lawyer for, or I
So
guess like,
Daredevil.
yeah, I guess Daredevil. No, I don't know her name, but she's being introduced in
Oh, it's a
She
female.
Hulk. Yeah,
Okay, so a female Daredevil.
yeah, possibly. And I think she's going to represent Spider-Man as as the lawyer instead of
Oh.
Daredevil if they can't get Daredevil, multiverse
Oh.
kind of
Okay.
thing.
All right. All right. I'd
Because I
rather it be
rewatched
Daredevil, but that's
at
okay.
one day, I don't know, one day Tuesday, I think I watched like the Age of Ultron's behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I watched the Phase Four reveal event again,
What are
and
you
a bunch of
doing?
other
You're just
stuff.
rewatching all the stuff.
I mean, YouTube gets you into a rabbit hole.
Yes, it does. That is true.
But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man, multiverse things, Ant-Man, 2023,
Uh-huh.
Kang is going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Will Kang show up as the bad guy in all these movies? It's possible.
Yes. Yes. I think he's gonna be like the overarching bad guy. They'll have onesie twosies, but you know how Thanos was kind of
Showed up
known
in
throughout
one thing.
the yeah. So you knew he was eventually like the big Mario level boss. And that's what's gonna happen.
What level boss?
Mario level boss. Like you know how Mario always has like a boss at the end of like their
Oh, I think you mean Bowser
Bowser.
boss.
Bowser, yeah.
Yeah,
Bowser level boss. That's what I mean.
yeah. I guess when you say Mario level boss, yeah, I guess that works.
Same, yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Same dip. I don't know video games like you do. Okay, stop thinking I'm
I
it.
mean, I have a whole bunch of Zelda theories that relate to this. Loki ending. I don't know if you'd get him.
I would not because I've never played Zelda.
Yeah, so the last few games have had a lot of flamboyant. Like they're shown off as like the main villain,
Yeah.
and then at the end when you get there, that kind of like, well, I'm just working for somebody else, and it's like, okay,
See, I have no clue what you just said there.
no, like it's kind of like they need to have a new villain. Zelda is based on just Link, Zelda, and Ganon, and
Doesn't she
Ganon
always
is,
get kidnapped?
yeah, she's always kidnapped.
So she's like Princess Peach.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they evolved her character more recently, but she's still
Yes.
kind of just in the background doing her own thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. She's the goal of the game. That's
And I would say like Loki is Link, Sylvia's is
Link.
is Zelda.
Oh,
I guess
she's
Sylvie could be Link,
yeah.
actually.
Okay, I was gonna say because I'm like she probably had more to do this series than Loki did.
And then Kang would be, I guess, Ganon or a variant of Ganon, or maybe even not, because there's always like, I guess the theory of like they're reincarnated. Like Kang says, like I'm just gonna be brought back as another person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in Zelda, there's always like another, I guess,
Person.
being or demon that works for Ganon.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess it's like Kang, there's always another being that's going to work with the bigger person. And the
Mm-hmm.
bigger person would be maybe Galactus. It seems like they're possibly building to Galactus in Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Because instead of the end of this phase four, instead of ending on Avengers movie, we're ending on Fantastic Four. We're not ending on
Mm.
Avengers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Fantastic Four is going to be the big team up movie at the
Are
end
they
of this.
changing the cast for that?
They haven't announced cast yet.
Oh, okay, because I know they had a Fantastic Four out, but it wasn't theirs.
Well, I
So,
mean, Michael B. Jordan is now Killmonger,
oh, that's the other.
and
Yeah.
the other three, I don't know who those people were.
Yeah, one of them was the girl from your show. Oh God, I
Game of
forget the name.
Thrones?
No, the other one, White, with the White House show. What
What show?
the one with the I'm like delusional now. Damn, it was on Netflix. We just talked about this last week
House of
too.
Cards?
House of Cards. That's the one. I was like White
Kate?
House.
Kate?
Kate Moore,
Mara?
Morrow. Yes, that sounds
Man,
right.
she fell off big time. I haven't seen anything with her.
Yes, I think Fantastic Four did her in.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything since then. I mean, I didn't even watch that movie, but
Yeah, yeah, me neither. I saw the trailer. That's where I last saw her.
yeah. No, so yeah, it's interesting. Like, yeah, they're ending on Fantastic Four, not Avengers.
Yeah, yeah. That is weird. I guess
So
the
maybe the
original
big
Avengers
bad
aren't there.
is Kang, and Kang really leads to Galactus probably.
Right.
Because Galactus is Avenger. I mean, a Fantastic Four kind of big
Villain.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And then
Well.
Phase 5 could be X Men and Young Avengers. So
Oh yeah. I hope
they're
they
trying different
reboot that
things.
better.
I guess
Yeah.
they gotta try different things.
They do. You can't keep doing the same thing. I guess people are gonna get bored. So far, they haven't though. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, keep it up. Keep trying new things.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Is that
Is
it?
there any other theories you had?
I mean, I could make up a million.
Let's leave that for the next episode. How about that?
Okay, let's see.
All right. Talk to you guys next time. We don't know what we're doing next time, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe Ted Lasso. Who knows?
Oh yes, I'm down. Let's do that.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see how good the
Maybe
episode is. Yeah.
We'll let a few episodes build up. Maybe.
Yes, that's a good idea. And if
Okay.
you haven't seen season 1, you should go check it out because it's a great show.
Maybe we should review season 1.
Well, that's not a bad idea. Should have done that like 2 weeks ago, but we were busy with Loki. So,
That's true.
all right. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.